Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chantal. So yes, this is me showing off in my beautiful gams, just getting ready to do a weekend of DIY garden work. And today I'm going to focus on sprucing up these garden chairs. I left them outside all winter and they are wrecked. The timber has just been exposed to the elements and they're in tatters. So I'm just going to spend some time fixing them up and really just sprucing up the whole fire pit area. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell for new video releases. So to start off with, I sand them down. I use a coarse sandpaper and get into all the nuts and crannies that I can and really just sand them back to the bare timber. This is what it's looking like. It's looking really good, but obviously I can't leave them like that because they're still going to be outside. So what I do after I've wiped them down is to go over them with some timber primer. This is really a preparation for the varnishing stain, but it also does provide some protection against the elements as well. And this is what it's looking like with just one coat of the timber primer. So after priming it and letting that dry for about 12 hours, I then give it one coat of an external stain and varnish in a black Japanese. I've decided to go dark because, well, for one, it doesn't really matter if I get the stain onto the fabric of the furniture, and two, I just really like the look of it and think that it will probably last longer. As I'm in the garden, I really just caught my eye against the back of the wall and I noticed this nest. I look into the nest and there's these beautiful little bird babies in there and I'm just like, oh, such a blessing really to have that in your garden. And as much as they're messy and they poop all over my chairs, it's a beautiful thing. All right, back to work. So this is what it's looking like. All of the chairs are done. We are ready to go, but there are still a few more things that we need to do to really spruce up this place. The next thing is the plant wall. This plant wall used to be full of plants, and now, as you can see, there's only a handful of living plants in there. And this is because this fabric that I've got to hold the plants in, it really dries the soil. And I've realized it's not every plant that can go in here. It's only plants that really thrive in dry environments that don't need a lot of watering that can do well. So I clear up all the plants that are dead and remove all of the soil, which is really dry. And I look around really because I want to use some plants that I've already got, propagate some plants. And at the front I've got quite a lot of these blue chalk sticks and also this ivy, which I really need to get rid of. I'm really not a fan. But I just chop off a couple of stems of the blue chalk, and I have bought a few plants that were on clearance, and I pulled up some ivy as well. So I'm just going to use those for the missing pockets. And my neighbour, actually, he gave me a good tip. He said that when you're planting, that you should dip the end of the plant. I don't know if it's all plants or just succulents, but dip them in a bit of honey, and that really helps them to form, into their new environment. So I'm giving that a try and we'll see how that goes. So firstly, I'm just positioning the plants, if I can ever get over this jungle. I'm positioning the plants where I want them to go, just making sure I've got a good mix with colour, shapes, length, all of that stuff. And then once they're in position, I add some premium potting mix into the pockets just to make sure they've got some fresh quality soil full of nutrients in there to keep them nice and healthy. And then I give them a really good long soak. Like I said, these pockets are quite drying, so I want to really give them a good soak. The last thing I do is just to add some of that timber primer to these tea chests that have just been outside for a while and they've really just faded with time. And this is what the space is looking like. This is a space at the back of the garden. It's such a beautiful, enchanting space, and just kind of like refreshing it, you know, touching up the furniture, replenishing the plants on that plant wall has just made it feel a whole lot better. It's such a cozy space, especially at night, and especially in the winter or colder months as well. Just having this space where you can cozy up, it's so beautiful. So I'm really glad that I spent the time. It was a pain sanding, but I'm really glad that I was able to save the furniture, and sprucing them up has just made such a difference. So now I'm just going to have to think of how I can preserve them and probably cover them at night. I am wanting to give a full tour of the garden soon, but there's still a couple of projects that I'm working on. This weekend we actually tore up the deck of the back at the back. So yeah, that's another big project that's on its way. But hey, that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, like, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, catch you soon.